Hello and welcome to our introduction to SimVS, the new virtual monitor system. SimVS has been designed as a comprehensive platform to allow instructors to increase the fidelity of their simulations and also to provide efficient simulation operations at a low cost. The way the scenario saves instructors time is through a library of pre-programmed scenarios, validated as well. The system is portable, easily set up, allowing for simple operations through either the pre-programmed scenarios or on the fly. For debriefing, the scenario allows you to capture performance while the scenario is playing and export the checklist to be used in debriefing. Let's take a look at some of the other features. This platform is very comprehensive and handles all echelons of care, starting with BLS with an AED simulator, progressing to EMS or hospital for codes with a defibrillator screen. Finally, we could move into more advanced areas such as the ER or critical care, and there we have a hospital monitor that includes an invasive blood pressure line, temperature, and then finally we have a ventilator application for patients receiving mechanical ventilation. So all in one platform you can simulate these four environments. At the core are the pre-programmed scenarios, and this shows one scenario. So typically the scenarios will have a start position, and then the patient will automatically deteriorate, or the instructor can set the deterioration, and then based on expected actions the patient will improve or further deteriorate. So the system comes with a binder with all the scenarios and instructions for setup included in that binder. Now let's take a look at the operations of the scenario itself. So now let's take a look at launching a scenario. As you can see from the main screen here, we have all our different apps. So we click the defibrillator. Here's our main screen. When we would hit this double square, opens up the library of scenarios. We select one. That scenario is loaded, and we can go and see what is loaded inside of it. So basically we have the parts that are the same as the parts in the scenario that we just saw. And these parts are loaded up here with their name, and we can see the time. After their time is up, they'll automatically move forward to the next part. However, in the editing screen, we can jump around through the parts. We can edit how long they stay in the part. We can make on-the-fly adjustments, and then by pressing the Run with Changes, that sends those over to the student. So I'll make a quick change here. I'll just increase the heart rate. I'll hit Run with Changes, and we see that that's been transferred over to the students. Now we've clicked into the part one of the scenario. You see how that's automatic. We can still go in and make manual changes there. So there's many ways to navigate through the scenarios. On the fly, through the pre-programmed scenarios. Again, those are just done by pressing the forward arrow will allow us to move through those. There's another feature where we can look at upcoming, reveal some physiology from the next part. That's called partial release. So here we're going to release the respiration rates and the pulse ox from the next state if the students ask for an update. We can manually adjust the waveforms. So it's a very flexible way. But if you want to be efficient, you can you like the pre-programmed scenarios, you can just run with those. You can also customize those, make copies of them, and change them so that they become your own scenarios. We have alarms built in, so some of the many features. We also can send 12 leads over to the students, and that's a nice feature. So we just select which 12 lead, we send it over to the student, and then we can, after they've examined it, take it away. The built-in checklists are accessed through this check mark up at the top, and we can go through. These scenario checklists are found in the scenario binder. As an item is checked, it's time-stamped, and recorded. The checklist can include the students' names. And this is a very handy tool for debriefing because they can be exported and shared as text files, and then that can help lead your debriefing and also your documentation. The defibrillator screen has an active electricity bar where you can select the energy, charge, and shock the patient. Now, one of the things with the system is we have two-way communication, so instructors will see the selections made by their students. So this is very good if you can't see the monitor, you can't hear them. The instructor gets feedback on what was selected by the students. SimVS can be used in many settings. As we mentioned, you can use it with lower fidelity mannequins that you turn into higher fidelity mannequins. The lower fidelity mannequins may lack a monitor function, so now they can have a monitor function. It's also very good to be used with standardized patients, and also it's a great classroom learning tool when the screens are projected, allowing discussion of the physiology as it's flowed through. So, we welcome your questions on the platform and your suggestions. We're distributed by a number of fine distributors who can also answer your questions, and we look forward to hearing from you.